Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, it's finally over. Hello, welcome to the Heart of Markness, the Led Zeppelin Jimmy Page podcast that has been going on for 2 years, and this is episode 35. For the first 2 years, it was not a weekly thing. It was a sporadic as fuck kind of operation. Now it's every week, every goddamn week. So, let's get going, 'cause it's late, and I don't have much gumption. But tonight's show is excellent. And I picked a soundboard show, because I know last week was a fantastic show, but a little bit rough sonically. So I wanted to, swing the pendulum the other way and get something that had a nice, clear recording. And is also an excellent show. This is one of the arguable top 10s. It's not as solid as, Osaka 71 or something like that on the list, but it is definitely there. And if it's not on people's top 10, it's definitely an honorable mention. This is August 31st, 1971, Orlando, Florida. And this is a matrix of an audience and soundboard recording, although it's primarily soundboard from what you can hear. There's a little bit of audience mixed in to give it a little bit of ambiance. Unfortunately, one effect that this matrix has is kind of muddying up the cymbals a little. So instead of being crisp and clear, they're kind of a little smudgy and indistinct, probably because the audience recorded probably on either a reel-to-reel or a shitty cassette player like your dad had, the little rectangle that sat on the desk and had just, the little microphone built in and ran on D-cell batteries or C batteries. So it probably wasn't a good audience recording, and when it was mixed into the soundboard, it probably added some distortion and indistinction. But that's all right. That's what we call nitpicking. However, this show is fan-fucking-tastic. It's Led Zeppelin in 1971. You don't really have bad shows. The bad shows didn't start till 75, 77, 1980. No, this is Hungry Young Zeppelin on the still reaching their apogee. Unlike last week's show, which was in May, this is in August, and I realized I don't know. I was going to say Zeppelin 4 was out, but was it? Let's ask the internet. And I'll do this in real time, like Bill Burr does on his podcasts, because that always works out. He always gets mad. Led Zeppelin 4 release date. God damn it, the internet is crazy. Remember when we didn't have the internet? And we had to either look stuff up, or just guess, or ask your folks or your friend. Now, here it is. And society's so much better. It isn't. We'll figure it out. We just got the keys to the existential, ontological liquor cabinet. And we're being irresponsible teenagers right now. We'll straighten up and fly right. No. Okay, Zeppelin 4 was not out. It was released in November 71. So, never mind. I was going to say these fuckers at least knew the songs, but they don't, those fuckers. And in honor of that, I'm not playing a single song off of Zeppelin 4, because I don't want to. No, mainly because not all the songs on this show are soundboard. Some of them are just pure audience, and the audience recording is not that great. So I didn't want to play something that didn't sound that great. Because it's not like, it was very good. It's excellent, but it's not like groundbreaking or noteworthy. So there's no need to show you or present you something substandard unless there's a good reason to. So what we're going to play is one of the best performances of Thank You I've heard. I love Thank You live because it's really pretty. It's a simple song. It's a very simple song. It could really be, it's beautiful, but it could be anybody's. It's not like Led Zeppelin trademarked by listening to it, hearing it, and going, "Oh, that's Zeppelin," like Kashmir or Achilles' Last Stand, something that's complicated. This isn't complicated. It's a straight up beautiful little love song that could have been by any other band. It could have been by Traffic or Derek and the Dominoes, maybe. I don't know. Grand Funk. Yeah, it's just a rock song. What makes it awesome is the fact that it's played by Led Zeppelin, and they're amazing musicians. And Jimmy, when he's at the top of his game, there's just nobody better in the whole fucking world, in my opinion. I mean, it's a subjective thing. We're talking beauty and aesthetics and the appreciation of such. So, to me, Jimmy is my favorite guitarist. Really, Mark? My God, Scandal. How did we know that? Since you do a Dave Gilmour podcast. Fuck off. So yeah, thank you. Excellent song. Sorry, guys. I am, the holidays are over. It's been go, go, go. I've still had to work because Christmas was on a Wednesday. So instead of giving us like the rest of the week off or Tuesday and Thursday off, it's like, nope, come to work Monday and Tuesday, stay home Wednesday, which isn't staying home. It's traveling all over. Christmas, 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 Christmas. Socializing, socializing, socializing. Come home, go to bed, go to work. So I checked out today. Today I just woke up and said I hate everything and everybody. Except you fine folks. So that's what's going on. La la la. All right. What I'm going to play for you, fine folks, is Thank You. Excellent song, soundboard quality. Bonzo's drums. Oh, Bonzo's drums. What I love about this recording, and many of the soundboards, is that you can hear the tone of Bonzo's drums and hear that they're actually tuned. And that matters because they actually have a tone and a sound other than just bunk. You can hear that as well in something like the Beatles' Something. Something in the way she moves. Ringo's drums are beautifully tuned, typically. So you hear that do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, that do-do-do-do-do-do actually has a tone. It's not just a sound like dragging a chain across a floor. It has musicality and timbre, as do Bonzo's drums. And the soundboard recordings are excellent at picking them up because they're taking it right from the stage mics. And it's a subtlety and a little layer of resolution that adds a lot to the sound, in my opinion. An excellent audience recording of this would still be great, but having that close mic'd sound to pick up just the personality and tonality of the drum kit really, 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 when you have somebody like Bonzo's caliber, really adds a lot. In my opinion. I almost did an Odds and Sods episode today because nothing Zeppelin quite leapt to mind, and there are live songs and live shows that I listen to from other bands. What? Yes, I'm polymusical. I'm sorry. It is the 21st century. There's an excellent Lou Reed recording of his last tour in Europe, and it's poignant, and it's really interesting because he had really neat musicians. And it wasn't hard rock and roll. There were fiddles and bodrums and women singers and guy singers, and it was still, a band, but there was all this other stuff that was utilized really, really well. And I wanted to play, I think it's called Cremation, from that show, because it's poignant. It's a song about death. He was, months away, if not weeks away from dying. And it's powerful. And I want to fold that in here and play it for you. And, there's some live Pink Floyd I want to play, some live Yes, things like that. Just one-offs that I've grabbed over the years that I'm like, this is just a great fucking tune. I have a Pink Floyd show from 1975, which is neat in that they open the show with a couple of songs from Animals in their embryonic form. In fact, they weren't even called the same song names. The one was called Raving and Drooling, and another one was called something else. I can't remember at the moment. I mean, they were essentially the same songs that opened Animals, but they were new. And then they did the Wish You Were Here album, except for the song Wish You Were Here. That always pissed me off. They didn't do that until 77. But they did the Wish You Were Here album, then they did Dark Side, and then they closed the show with Echoes. So I wanted to share some of that. But again, it's a Pink Floyd show, and the songs are broken up into albums. So you've got the first two songs, then you've got Wish You Were Here, or Shine On You Crazy Diamond, which is, 30 minutes of wow. So I didn't really do that. Plus, it's also a Jimmy Page Led Zeppelin podcast primarily, and although I reserve the right to play what I want, I want to have it something more concrete, laid out. If I am going to jump tracks, I want it to be worth it, because everybody's going to be like, yay, Heart of Markness, new Heart of Markness episode, yay, 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 I can have a moment of respite from the hell that is existence. And it's like, what? Iggy Pop, 1974, what the fuck? Some people would be psyched, but it's, if you go into McDonald's, you don't expect them to serve foie gras, and if they do, you don't want to eat it. So I didn't want to deviate from the menu yet. So I'm like, all right, Mark, don't be a pussy. Find a Zeppelin show. You've got a trillion of them. So I found a Zeppelin show, and I hope you're happy. Holy shit, we're 12 minutes in and I haven't even played the first song. God damn it. I'm sorry, guys. All right, here we go. Let's listen to Thank You. Heart of Markness, episode 35, Earth. Here we go. Thank you.
The sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. If mountains crumble to the sea, there would still be you and me. I'll give you my all. God, woman, nothing more. No drops of rain, waste of all the pain, tears of love's lost in the days gone by. my world, it smiles. Your hand in mine, we will walk the miles. Thanks to you, it will be done. For you to me are the only ones, yeah. All right there. Happiness, no more be sad. Happiness. If the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. If mountains crumble to the sea, there'll still be you and me. Bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Thank you. Good night. Good night.
And we're back. So, thank you. Really pretty, right? Right. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Loved it. Beautiful little song. Totally sweet. And simple pentatonic stuff, but within that framework, you can really play some pretty licks. And Mr. Page did so. So there we are. We have played Thank You. There's one more that I want to play from this show. And I also want to remind you, since I'm sure there are a lot of you that would be like, I wouldn't mind hearing Whole Lotta Love. I wouldn't mind hearing Dazed and Confused. I wouldn't mind hearing Stairway. Well, you're not gonna. On the podcast anyway. Because I can't just play the whole fucking show. You could. Yeah, I could. But then I'd be paying $1 trillion more a month to host it than I do now. And I would probably end up getting in trouble of some sort if I just played, the whole show. It's like, here you go, fucks, listen to it, and then just bounced and played the whole show. Because I do have a PayPal donation button on my site, and every once in a while somebody will drop me some coin, or they'll do something fucking amazing, like buy me a boom mic, and a gimbaled arm, and all this stuff. Windscreen. Didn't get any wind, did ya? Nope. God, I hope that wasn't horrible. And all that stuff would then be getting paid for the bootlegs, which is a federal offense. And I don't know if that's how it would be taken in that podcast sense. It would probably be fine because it's not like I'm on anybody's radar, I don't think. And if Jimmy is aware of this podcast, I'm sure he's not happy with it. From what I understand, he's not a man who takes great joy in criticism. And unfortunately, there were some years where he was not playing all that great. And that's just how it is. But I love him. Jesus, I am meandery tonight. But in any case, my point is that don't forget you can go to heartofmarkness.com and download the whole show to any one of these shows that we discuss. So you can download it and you can play it yourself. The whole goddamn show. Not just the tracks I play. Now that's value. So anywho, that's why if you're like, I love Dazed and Confused, why don't you play that, asshole? 'Cause Dazed and Confused is always 10 million years long, even at its shortest. And the violin bow and the bamp bamp, bamp bamp, for me, is not as compelling auditorially as some of the other stuff. I would rather listen to Jimmy play Thank You most of the time than listen to Dazed and Confused. I have to be in the mood for that to sit through it, especially if it's one of the ones that are like 45 minutes from 75. I can be in the mood, and when I am, it's amazing. But, I don't want to do that. It's a long time. It's a big chunk of change, and it has to be exceptional. Like when I played 35-minute Whole Lotta Love from Osaka, 71. I did that because it was exceptional, totally worth it. And I also have to consider other folks who may not want to listen to a 45-minute Dazed and Confused because they're driving or they're at work or they're not deep Zepp fans. Or, I don't know, man. I do what I want to do. How about that? And again, you can download heartofmarkness.com. You can get all of these shows for every podcast I've done, I think. Maybe not the early ones, but that's just because I haven't posted them. So, there you are. My second song of the night is Since I've Been Loving You, because, come on, that song is amazing. I don't like the versions from 77 onward. I just don't. But this is from 71. Brand new song. Still amazing. Still fantastic. And you get the 1971 Led Zeppelin playing it. Holy shit. Beautiful soundboard recording. Again, listen to the drums. Led Zeppelin is a band where you can just zone in on any instrument and listen to it and just be satisfied. You can listen to Jimmy. You can listen to Jonesy. In Thank You, at the end, when it was quiet and the organ was swelling, I love how Jimmy modulates his own volume and tone just on his guitar, using the pickups and tone dials. To just be at the same level as Jonesy's keyboards and just woven in as part of that sound. Not even above it, just part of that sound. And it's just, man. When Jimmy was on it, he was just the best. So many levels of yay. And speaking of yay, let's play Sibley. Sibley, Since I've Been Loving You. Zeppelin shorthand, everybody. Now you're cool. Alright, here you go. See you in a few.
So try, but I try, and I try, and I try. I'm trying to do the best. I've been working from sale. Since I've been loving you now, I'm about to lose my worried mind. Yes, I am. Tears, they fell like rain, yeah. I want you to stop your crying. Baby, 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 stop your crying. Do you remember, Mama, when I knocked upon your door? You had the nerve to tell me you didn't want me no more. I opened my front door, I hear my back door slam. I know I'm a simple and I've been working out 7 to 11 every night. Yeah, it's a drag. Baby, 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 baby.
Right, we came to Florida for the first time about 3 years ago, and when we did this number. We like to do it again now.
Whoa, wasn't that lovely? Don't worry, it's still me. It was doing one of my clever voices. Sibley, it's about as good as it gets, right? Right? So, we played you 2 songs from August 31st, Orlando, Florida, 1971. And, as I said, if you want the rest, go to heartofmarkness.com. It'll be there. Probably not tonight, but in the next day or so, I'll throw it up there. Give me some time for that. I have gotten better. Last week I put it up the same night as I posted the podcast. Ha! Motherfuckers. So, man, my fucking shoulder is killing me. Out of nowhere. I know. It's like, Mark, didn't you just destroy your knee and then get sick? Yeah. And the high blood pressure? Yup, sure did. Thanks for the good memories. So, about 2 days ago, I woke up and my right bicep and shoulder hurt a little bit. You know, hurt in the way like when you work out, it hurts just like that. And I've been working with kettlebells and stuff. Nothing crazy, not even impressive, not even worth mentioning. But it is exercise and it is working. And I'm like, oh, okay, how odd. I've been doing this for a while. I haven't changed anything up, but today it's a little sore. Okay, cool. And then by nighttime, it was ridiculously painful. And my arm was kind of immobile. And I couldn't sleep. And that was Christmas Eve. Christmas, I was walking around with my arm crimped up like a T-Rex. Just ridiculous. Couldn't use it really at all. And it just hurt. And today it's about 30% better. I can kind of use it, but my range of motion sucks. And I just can't help thinking, again, the format and template of this podcast is kind of like Bill Burr's Monday morning podcast, where he just turns on the mics and kind of wings it. He has an outline of stuff he wants to talk about, but he just goes off, and if he's having a bad day, he'll tell you. And if the batteries run out on his laptop, he'll lose his mind and he's always hurt because he's my age and he does exercises and he always fucks up his rotator cuffs or things like that. And I think that's just it. I'm old. And I can still exercise and I can get healthier. And I am. My blood pressure's dialed in now that I'm on 2 medications and I'm eating way better. Lost about 15 pounds. That's nice. But, shit. I'm in my 50s, I guess. I mean, it's not like I'm even going ham and going crazy and like, I'm doing like grandma level shit. Just to be moving and stretching, and like the kettlebells I'm working with, they're 15 pounds. They're not crazy shit. You know, they're like what Joe Rogan would just like put on his dick and flex. That was crass. I'm sorry. But I'm just, what the fuck? What the fuck? So I'm a little grumpy. I realize now my mood is down. Mainly because it hurts. And it hurts on a level that it's always on my mind. And it's frustrating because I'm at work. I can't really type on my keyboard because my dinosaur arm won't extend that way. So I have to do weird, probably hilarious to see. But, you know, I'm grumpy. I apologize. But there it is. Heart of Markness, episode 35, in the can. Can you believe it? Years this has been going on. And I've been doing like a solid 6 months ish of weekly podcasts, and I haven't let you down yet, I don't think. And if I did, I'm sorry. I am not infallible, although I am a pope. Yeah, so follow me on Twitter, Heart of Markness, at Heart of Markness. It's fun. I'm folded nicely into the classic rock Twitter. And it's remarkable how many people love Zeppelin and how many youths love Zeppelin. And yes, a lot of them are just, oh my God, Jimmy, oh, look at me, oh, just step on my face, look at him, oh, he's a baby. There is that stuff. But they also know the music and love the music, and it's 50 years down the road. And there's a lot of cool stuff on Twitter. So follow me there. We'll be friends. We can talk. I will talk to you. There are people that talk to me on Twitter, and I talk back. It's fun. It's a dialogue. And I'm actually talking with somebody who has at least some of the shows that I've been looking for. So, you know how shit goes. It's going to take a while because nobody wants to go digging through their shit. That's nobody's top priority, but it's there. And then when I hear back and get it, then it'll be on my plate to sit because I'm going to be like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with it right now. But what I'm saying is eventually there are some really cool things in the pipe. And there's a new Japan 1971 show from the 28th of September that is being released by the bootleg labels in beautiful soundboard quality. So when that comes out, I will grab it and we'll listen to that. All in all, it's a good time to be a Zeppelin fan. And I hope you had a good holiday, whatever holiday it was. If it was a shitty holiday and horrible things are happening in your life, I'm really, really sorry. You're not alone. Follow me on Twitter. Talk to me. I'll talk to you. Shit can suck sometimes. It won't suck forever. Although sometimes it kind of does. Sometimes you just roll ones your whole life and everything's miserable. And if that's the case, I'm really, really sorry. But if that's not the case, then I'm not sorry. I'm glad. I'm glad you have goodness in your life. And I hope this is a good thing in your life. It's a good thing in my life. I was bitching to my friend, just literally bitching. It's like, my arm hurts. I'm just not in a good mood. I'm a little depressed. Holidays. And she's like, do your podcast. It'll make you happy. I'm like, I know. And I did. And it did. And it do. And now it is 9 o'clock and at night. And I got to mix this down, pop it up on SoundCloud, and propagate it throughout the ethers. And, I passed 10,000 listeners or listens. I don't know. Podcast analytics are dodgy as fuck. It's hard to get reliable ones because each platform has its own tracking. So, if you're listening on Stitcher, iTunes isn't going to track that. If you're listening on iTunes, then Google Play isn't going to track that. And there's dozens of podcast platforms. So I did sign up for a service called Chartable. That is just already branding itself as towards advertisers. So that's great. But I'm getting some information. Surprise, surprise. Almost all of you are male. And almost all of you are from the ages of like 50 to a trillion. So, surprise. About 10% of you are women. Also old. That's fine. I'm old too. But from the metrics I have, it seems that I have, at least on SoundCloud, which is where I host my podcast. I pay for it. It's not free because I exceeded the time limit. But I posted on SoundCloud basically because it was easy. I know it works as a podcast platform because, again, Bill Burr uses it. And I passed 10,000 plays on that last week, which is insane. And from what I can gather, 10,000 plays on SoundCloud is not tracking the plays through the RSS feed, which goes out to all the platforms. So there's a good chance that it's way higher. That's not 10,000 listeners. It's probably the same couple hundred people listening to every show. But that's great because I love you. But 10,000 anything is a lot. You have 10,000 eggs, you have a lot of eggs. So thanks for the eggs. All right, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook, Heart of Markness. A couple of you have been joining this week. Great, keep doing that. That's another place. And if you're old, you're on Facebook more than Twitter. So there's a group there. You have to ask permission to join. I don't know why I did that, but I did. I will give you permission. And then you have a nice little sandbox. You can tell me what you like. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. And next week I'll be back with more Zeppelin. Thank you guys. heartofmarkness.com, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. If you guys don't get on Reddit, you should totally get on Reddit. It has everything. It's the internet of internets. And it has a couple great subreddits for Led Zeppelin. And, if you like Zeppelin, it's always good to have those channels open because those 20-year-old, Jimmy fans who love him because he's dreamy also come up with pictures and find pictures that I've never seen before and information I've never seen before. And same thing on Reddit. There's stuff even if you know everything, there's just always more to know. Somebody comes up with a new tape. Somebody comes up with new photos. God, there's people that are doing miraculous stuff with those super herky-jerky Super 8 videos that have been around the bootleg circuit for 30, 40 years. Those frustrating Super 8 films with 8 seconds of The Song Remains the Same, 4 seconds of the Rain song, 16 seconds of Stairway, 5 seconds of the Bose, just that kind of chop, 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 chop. There are people who are really doing good work with things like that and putting together impressive shit. So, if you're into it, avail yourself of the resources that are out there. Like Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. All right. I hear you. I hope you had a good week. I hope you had a good holiday. Hope you have a good life. You're a good person. And if you're not a good person, just try and be a little better. Just a little bit. It's remarkable how much better you'll feel if you just change one little thing. And for me, I am absolutely Mr. Incremental Progress. Because if I make a big sea change and that's it, no more blank for me, I always end up going back to blank because there comes a point when it's I want some goddamn blank. But you cut down on it, you put boundaries on it. I've been fucking around with intermittent fasting. Not lately, because holy shit, my youngest daughter made me a ridiculous amount of peanut butter cookies for Christmas. Because she asked, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, cookies. And she made an insane amount. And they're so fucking good. And typically I don't eat after 7 p.m. But I'm eating these cookies. So that's life. All right. Love you. See you later. Bye.